Hi, so I will be talking about the Ludy Lescot Tarot today. And here is the box. And it is a Lo Scarabeo deck. And it has that average Lo Scarabeo cardstock, which is fine. And it comes with a little white book, which really won't help you much in this deck. However, the artwork is such that it offers a lot of material for you to really get into and to ponder, especially in the minors. But let's take a look at the backing here. And the backing tells a lot about the deck. You'll see the male and female hands there touching. There is some other symbolism. And then there is a Latin phrase around the border of the back there. And it says something like, to arise from the dead. And to know that it is through your wounds and through your broken heart that you will understand life and to know yourself. So that is basically the message. And let's take a look at some of the cards, and then I want to talk about the basic theme that I see running through this deck. Here is the Fool. Oops. Here's the Magician. Interesting. So he's really using his own life force and his own chi to work with the elements and to make them work for him. So I like that. I think that is a good understanding of our magic. And here is the High Priestess, and it seems to me that she's being formed out of the water and out of the fog. And it makes me wonder if she can be seen in the daytime, or are her truths only revealed at night. Here is the Empress with her dove there in the corner. And the Emperor with, of course, the hawk. The Hierophant is pretty basic. Okay, now when we get to the Lover's card, this is where the story starts to really unravel. And you'll see that she is not willing to connect with this other energy, with this male energy. She is resisting that. And you'll see through the deck that, she's lamenting. And I really had to wonder, why is she lamenting? And I think, what is happening in this deck is that throughout the deck, she is not integrated with her energy or with the understanding of the connection of life and all that she's connected with everything around her. And I feel like that is her problem. That is her lament. And as you go through the deck, you'll see sometimes these shadowy figures in the back, which she seems to call upon. Like even here, there is a figure in the back that she seems to be able to call upon in times of trouble. Like, she understands that she should call upon other aspects of herself. But it isn't until later in the deck that she really understands to integrate that energy. So, okay, so that was the Lovers. Now let's get back here. Here's the Chariot. And I like this. She is dropping, these roses are falling, and she's signifying that she is leaving behind those that she has loved. And here is the Strength card, which rather than taming the beast, she is actually becoming the beast and finding her inner strength to go through her path. Here is the Hermit. And the Wheel. Now here again you will see a figure in the background there, which she is still separated from. And here's the Justice card. This is funny. It's different, I should say, because she's actually standing in water. So she is, she's wading in a pool of emotion. And it makes me wonder, can she really come up with a truly just answer for her question here? Can she really balance that out and put mind over matter? Here is the Hanged Man. And the Death card, which she is protecting herself and escaping from the death that's going on up top there. The Temperance card. Now we're seeing a little more of the blending little less resistance of the male and female energy blending. And here's the Devil card. And the Tower, which I do like. So you see one person is falling, but she doesn't seem to be falling, but rather expanding her perspective and her view. That, you know, she's really floating from the Tower. So she's freeing herself. I think that's a good take on that card. Here is the Star. The Moon is very shadowy. Now when we get to the Sun card, those little figures that like I said, sometimes she seems to call upon, there is finally a breakthrough here. And you'll see that he has broken through this stained glass and is finally coming to her, not just standing in the background. So you'll see shards of glass, and the natural sun is coming through to heal her wounds. And she's finally integrating with her understanding of, you know, her connection to life, and she's integrating with her male side, which you'll see here in the World card when they're completely integrated. And she's healed and now ready to start a new journey. So that's, I think that is a really interesting little story that's interwoven in this deck. So let's take a look at some of the minors. And here is the Two of Wands. So even in the minor cards, you'll see sometimes little figures in the back that are, you know, sort of coming to her aid. Here is the Three of Wands. What I like about the minors, there's just so much to go on in these cards. You can really take your time and ponder, you know, why is that person feeling that way, or what is that they are doing or thinking. And then when you do that, you're really getting more answers for yourself. You know, I have found working with this deck that even certain memories have come up for me in different cards. That's unusual in my experience for a tarot deck to really bring out a lot of memories. You know, not just intuition, but, you know, it's running a whole gamut here. Here is the Five of Wands, and it seems the more she fights with herself, the more entangled she gets. So that's an interesting message. Here is the Knave of Wands. I think the artist did a very, very good job on the men in this deck. In fact, here is the King of Wands. You know, the men are strong. They are dashing and rakish. So he did a great job, and they really seem to hold like a weight and a strength in the deck. Here is the Queen of Wands. I like this card. So, you know, we've seen traditional cards such as the Rider-Waite, where the Queen of Wands holds the sunflower, signifying, you know, that solar energy. But in this card, you know, she's not just holding it, she's really pondering it. That's the feeling I get. She's noticing that sunflower and what it has to offer. The sunflower feeds, it nurtures, it heals, and it does also represent the cycles. And then as she ponders that, there's an understanding that she holds those same qualities, that she nurtures, that she heals, and that she is aware of the cycles. So I think that's just great. Let's take a look at some of the pentacles. I like this Three of Pentacles very much, and it gives a nice nod to the Rider-Waite there as well. And here is the Five. Okay, the Seven, I like this very much. Now, there are several cards where you'll see roses coming into the picture there. And I think that's very appropriate, especially for a deck that is trying to work with, you know, healing wounds and healing wounds of the heart. Because roses are a very strong plant ally for us. And I mean, I do use them in many forms in my practice, and I think that it's just wonderful to see them show up. So here is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Nine. And the lovely Queen. Okay. And the King. Okay, so what else? We have the swords. Well, I'm going to start off with the Three of Swords because I've just never seen a Three of Swords like this. It really speaks of egregious evil here. And I would say it's much more so than our normal Three of Swords that we see. You know, this really goes a little into a darker place. So you'll see she is horrified that she is witnessing these 3 babies that have been killed. So it brings to me, I would say, in mind of ritual abuse and child sacrifice, or really the incredible death of innocence. And when we see that and witness it, that is something that we don't really ever forget. So that is a really strong Three of Swords, and you'll really want to figure out how to integrate that into your reading when it comes up, because it's not just the betrayal, but something much deeper than that. Very interesting. Here is the Seven of Swords. I really like that. Okay, and the 8. And the 9. There is the 10. And here is the Knight. The Queen. And the King. Very strong. And okay, let's take a look at the cups. Here is the 2. The 3, she's got a little bird there that she is sharing her grapes with. And the 4, so even in a simple card like this, there's really a lot of emotion. There is a lot going on to think about. Why is she so unhappy? She's holding a letter there. What is going on? What does that say? So, here is the 5 of Cups, and you'll see that figure sort of walking towards her once again. Maybe she's sort of calling upon and trying to integrate her energy there. Here is the Knave of Cups, and here I'll show you the King. So yeah, I think it's an interesting deck, and I hope you enjoyed viewing that, and I will see you soon. Bye now.